Okay, first off, those of you who call yourselves intelligent individuals, you probably want to look at both sides of every argument before you come to a conclusion on it. I say this because those of you who are already familiar with the Joseph Kony incident, you should probably be aware that he has released a video in response to his accusations, and he in fact claims that he is innocent and that he didn't do anything wrong, and that what's happening is the Ugandan government has been committing these atrocities in order to frame him and give him negative PR by claiming that he was the one responsible for it and telling people that what was being done to them was being done in the name of the LRA. And this claim may very well be true. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to post a link to both videos in the description below this video. One's to the Kony 2012 video, one's to Kony's response. And yeah. Make up your own mind. Don't let somebody else's video do the thinking for you. So, anyway, apart from that, the reason that I made this video is because I disagreed with a way that the Kony 2012 video was being presented and argued. The way that it presented its argument, basically. So, assuming that it's true, I have some criticisms of it, and that's what this video is going to be about. Keep in mind, we still don't actually know who's guilty or not, so bear that in mind. Hello, YouTube. I'm making this little video as a response to the Kony 2012 video, and if you don't know what that is, basically it's a 30-minute long video that's about a guy named Joseph Kony, who is in Africa, and what he does is he kidnaps children and forces them to become child soldiers, or in the case of females, child sex slaves. And this video is all about what a bad person Mr. Joseph Kony is, and that we should remove Joseph Kony from the picture, either by killing him or by throwing him into a prison cell for the rest of his life. And I take two issues with this video. The first is that around the 8 or 9 minute mark, somewhere around there, there's a comment made that says that if we can accomplish this, we will change the course of human history. We will change the world. And that is quite simply not a truthful statement. Killing Joseph Kony, or removing him from the picture, is not going to change the world in any meaningful manner. It's not going to alter the course of human history. That's not true. There are a million tin pot dictators and bad guys out there, and one of them being knocked off isn't a big deal because they're very easy to replace. Now, let me try to convert this into terms that someone in the Western world will be more likely to understand. If I suddenly decide that I don't like Walmart, and I want to wage a war against Walmart, and I go and murder one of their employees, and I get away with a murder, or I kill 3 employees, or 5 employees, or 10 employees, and I get away with all 10 murders, what's going to happen to Walmart? In truth, nothing is going to happen to Walmart. Nothing significant. The 10 dead employees are going to be replaced, and they're going to be replaced very quickly. Walmart will not suffer, even though 10 people have just died. Now, let's convert this back into world terminology. If we kill Joseph Kony and don't give any thought to what happens after he is dead, or after he is removed from the picture, we may very well make the situation worse, and in fact we are not going to improve the situation at all, because he's just going to be replaced by somebody else who may very well be an even worse person, and might be even more evil. But he will be replaced by some other tin pot dictator who is going to make the world a worse place to be in. Because we didn't do anything, really. We knocked off one tin pot dictator, we made a big deal about it, we went to sleep that night thinking, oh, we've done something, we've made the world a better place, even though that isn't true. We're lying to ourselves. This is an illusion. And personally, I blame Western society and our educational system for this, for our sake of complacency. I mainly blame our educational system. And what happens is, in Western society, we learn when we're growing up. We learn to be complacent. We are taught from the very earliest levels of school that we are a unique individual. We're all unique individuals, and we are entitled to our opinion just for the sake of having an opinion, just for opinion's sake, and no other reason. We're entitled to our opinion, no matter how badly formed it is, no matter how illy researched it is, no matter how stupid it is. I am entitled to my opinion if I go out and say Joseph Stalin was a really great guy. Hitler should have won World War II. And I'm entitled to my opinion, no matter how ridiculous it is, because that's what our society teaches. We learn that it's okay to have uninformed opinions and unresearched opinions, and it's our right to have uninformed opinions and unresearched opinions. And as a result of this, society becomes complacent, because instead of teaching people to be skeptical and to be critical thinkers, we teach them to be foolish sheep who don't see higher thought or higher rationalization as something that's important. Our society teaches that it's not important. We teach people that it's okay to be a sheep. And I see this as a problem, because nowhere in the 30-minute long video about Kony 2012, because I watched the whole thing, was it discussed what would happen to Uganda after Joseph Kony is removed from the picture. Nowhere was this discussed in the video. So what's really going to happen if we decide to address this issue and remove Joseph Kony? In truth, probably nothing's going to happen. Maybe the Ugandan government will be able to provide peace. Maybe. But on the large scale of things, is this really going to change the course of human history? No. No, it's not. It isn't. That claim is simply not true. So, what should we do? Well, according to our society, what we should do is we should do whatever makes us feel like we've actually accomplished something. And in this particular case, it's going to be the personalization of blame. What we do is we attach a face to a problem. In this case, it's Joseph Kony. And we act as if we're going to remove this problem by removing the face, by eliminating Joseph Kony. And we might make things better as a result of eliminating him. There's a chance that he could be replaced by somebody better. But there's also a chance that he could be replaced by somebody worse. So what are we going to do if someone worse comes along? And in the current state of things, we're not going to do anything about it. We've removed Joseph Kony. We've done our part. We've done something great and good for the world. Now let's all go home and go to sleep. And we'll fall asleep tonight thinking that we've done something amazing, something worthwhile, even if we made the situation worse. Because that's what's valued in our society nowadays. We value feeling like we've done something useful, thinking that we've done something useful, looking like we've done something useful, even if we really haven't. Our society's become very superficial. So the Kony 2012 video is rather sensationalist. And can you blame the person who made it, really? No, you can't. You can't. Things have to be sensationalist to survive in the society. Things have to go viral if you want to raise awareness about something. And that's the way things work in today's society. You can't hold the video's maker responsible as some sort of bad person for making a sensationalist video. That's insane. But the fact remains that unless we give thought to what happens after Joseph Kony is eliminated, we may very well not accomplish anything useful at all. So what's my solution? What would I do? Because it's really, really easy for me to criticize somebody else's video and somebody else's point. Pretty much anybody can criticize. It's really easy to criticize. It's not so easy to throw in your own opinion on a situation and offer your own solutions for something. It's much, much more easy to criticize than to repair. So what would I do? Well, you might not want to watch this part of the video, those of you who cling to your sense of entitlement, your sense of complacency, and your sense of your values and your ethics, because you're going to have them attacked if you continue watching this video. So, be warned. What I think should happen is that we should actually deal with this situation. What we learn a lot in society is that the indomitable will of the human people, of the American people, of the British people, of wherever we are, that this provides us with some sort of safety net, because if tyranny breaks out, the will of the people will rise up and smite it down, because this is some sort of insurmountable obstacle for the bad guys to get over, and it's just not possible for them to get over it. even though that isn't true. The world is not as bright as it's painted for most people. Now, what's a good example of this? Well, how about Adolf Hitler? He didn't come to power because of some violent coup. He was elected in Germany. He was elected with a legitimate election, just like we run our elections here in the United States. Can you imagine that if Hitler came back to life? Can you imagine him running for president in the United States and seeing a bunch of banners all over the street saying, Hitler 2012, Hitler 2012, see Kyle, Heil Hitler, Heil Hitler, Heil Hitler, Heil Hitler. And banners everywhere, people campaigning and people voting, and Hitler winning an election in the United States. Can you see that as happening? And probably most of you are thinking that's insane. That wouldn't happen in the United States. Well, why wouldn't it happen in the United States? We made Hitler Man of the Year in Time magazine in 1934. So why would it not happen in the United States? Well, we have the benefit of hindsight. We know about World War II. We know what happened. And we know that Hitler was kind of a bad guy. He was a bit of a douchebag. But this is because we know what happened after. In Germany, he was elected legitimately. And he ran his policies legitimately. And then he used them to kill a lot of people. Just like our policies are used legitimately nowadays, and how our policies are being used to kill people in other countries, such as the Iraq War. There's not really that great a difference. The only real difference is that people were dying outside of the United States borders most of the time. So, what's to stop somebody from cleverly manipulating the population and getting nasty little bills passed that restrict our freedoms? Here in the United States, here in the modern world, in our civilized society where the indomitable will of the people is supreme. Well, we did come together to fight against SOPA and PIPA, but there are other bills that have been passed, there are other laws that have been passed that have had not so nice aspects to it. There's the indefinite detention bill that allows for American citizens to be detained, essentially imprisoned, indefinitely, without trial or charge. That bill's been passed, even though it goes against the Constitution.